What's up, YouTube? This is the Rickmeister. Today, November the 1st, 2018, with our Week 9 NFL Office Pool Picks, where we will try to give you the winners and by how many points, and this way you can decide which way to go with or against the spread in your office pool or to wager in the casinos. I am still debating on how to best make this section of the DFS ShaQ more visually appealing for you guys. I'm going to try something new this week, and as we go along, I'm pretty sure we will be getting better at this. First, let me show you the graph that I made on a spreadsheet to show you the home team versus the away team, which team is favored to win, the Vegas spreads, the DFS ShaQ spreads, and who you should pick depending on those two pieces of information. Okay, so let's get started with this week's office pool picks by the DFS ShaQ, brought to you by yours truly, the Rickmeister and ShaQFace NYC. All right, here we go. As you can see in this spreadsheet, you can see that we have the away team on one side, home spread, DFS ShaQ predicted winner by how many points, and the DFS ShaQ pick against the spread. So let's get started. First game, Oakland versus San Francisco. Vegas spread is San Francisco by 1 point. Our spread is San Francisco by 4. You should pick San Francisco. Okay, next team is Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. The Vegas spread is Baltimore by 3. Our spread is Baltimore by 4. Because 3 is less than 4, you should pick Baltimore. Next, Chicago versus Buffalo. As you can see, Chicago is favored by 10. We favor Chicago by 16. Since 16 is larger than 10, you should pick Chicago. Next, Tampa versus Carolina. Carolina is favored by 6 in Vegas. We favor them by 12. So you should pick Carolina on this game. Next game, Kansas City versus Cleveland. Kansas City is favored by 8.5. We favored them by 11. You should pick KC. Next, Detroit versus Minnesota. Minnesota is favored by 5.5. We favored Minnesota by 7. You should pick Minnesota. Next, Atlanta versus Washington. Vegas has Washington favored by 2. We have Washington favored by 7. You should pick Washington. Next game, Houston versus Denver. Vegas has Denver favored by 1. We have Houston favored by 1. This is a no-brainer. You should pick Houston. Next game, LA Chargers versus Seattle. Vegas has Seattle favored by 1. We have Seattle favored by 4. You should pick Seattle. Next game, LA Rams versus New Orleans. Vegas has the Rams favored by 1.5. We have the Rams favored by 5. This means you should pick the Rams. Next, Green Bay versus New England. Vegas has New England favored by 5.5. We have New England favored by 10. You should pick New England. And the Monday night game, Tennessee versus Dallas. Vegas has Dallas favored by 5.5. We have Dallas favored by 5. In this instance, you should pick Tennessee. Please remember, and this is very important, that this depends on the spreads that you are getting. In other words, if the spreads in your office pool are different than these, or the spreads in the casino are different than these, you will have to adjust your picks. So, for example, in game 1, Oakland versus San Francisco, where we are saying that San Francisco should win by 4, if the spread that you're getting is larger than ours, you should pick the other team. Again, if, for example, Oakland versus San Francisco, the spread that they're giving you is San Francisco by 6, you will have to pick Oakland. Is that clear enough? I hope. Well, with nothing more to say, please subscribe, like, so we can keep bringing you these wonderful free videos. Over and out from the DFS ShaQ.